Hello, everyone. This is the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. We meet every Saturday afternoon, 2:30 Pacific time. And Frank is not joining us today because he is sick with COVID, unfortunately, but he's here in the background observing. Shall we go around and say hello to everyone? Let's see. Hello, Joe.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I don't have COVID, so
You have COVID too?
no, I don't.
Oh, you don't have. Okay, cool.
So I'm good.
All right.
Hello, Sumner.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Hello, Jenny.
Hi, Will.
Hello, Ron, I think is here.
I'm here.
Hi.
Oh, I'm eating chips.
Oh, good. Lunchtime. Hello, Rona. I don't know if she has her microphone on. And hello, Sidra.
How are you doing, Will?
I'm good.
Good.
How's everyone's week been?
Very long.
Oh, really?
Well, they make me work. It kills me. Like
Yeah.
should just be able to knit.
My semester has started back up and everything's getting away from me. I'm also crazy busy. But I made it here today.
Yay.
And that's all that's important.
Yeah.
I did see where Rana was mentioned in chat. Hi. And wishing Frank well.
Oh, yes. Now I see that too. Feel better, Frank, she says.
I hurt my toe, Rona.
Oh, no.
Wish me well on my toe.
That's the worst.
Yeah, you just don't realize you use those toes so much.
Yeah.
You try and do a balancing act and catch the cat or whatever you're doing.
So to make Frank feel better, maybe.
Yes.
I'm well on my way on my hoodie.
Ooh.
Yay.
And
Yay.
I figured out the way he's dividing for the bottom of the sleeve there.
Aha.
So not the sleeve, the hood itself, where it joins like right here.
Okay.
It's separate so that one part, so that when you see this hood pattern, the hood comes up this way and around this way.
Yeah.
And I found a way that's going to be quite straightforward to put a string through.
What are you going to do?
Oh, excellent.
And
What are you
then-
going to do?
And then no holes in my carry, right? See, no holes on the sleeves.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is when I add the hood in, so this is just knit, like straight knit.
Uh-huh.
When I add the hood in, I'm going to knit 3, purl 1, knit all the way around. So I'm going to fold it back, feed the drawstring through the hood,
Okay.
and the purl stitch will create a nice edge all around the hood.
Okay.
And it'll just be a flat kind of hood, and you won't have to pick up or join to add a placard.
Okay.
So the
And
placard
then-
will be just attached.
Will you have to stitch that down? So that
I'll have to stitch it, I'll have to
Okay.
sew it down
Okay.
with just a whip stitch around.
Yeah.
But it's relatively straightforward to put through a regular drawstring hood,
Yeah.
which I've done before. So
I did a
it
hoodie.
actually will look good.
I did a hoodie for my nephew, I think it was earlier this year. And I think, if I remember correctly, that's very similar to what the pattern had you do. I think you just did 3 or 4 rows of stockinette and folded it down and seamed it and then threaded the drawstring through. I think that's what I did.
Yeah.
And it worked out great.
Yeah, it's a great look. I like it. I love how his sleeves are, they're like true set-in sleeves.
Yeah.
That's the whole pattern. It's like his regular crew neck. And
Yeah.
this is funny enough, this color shows up exactly the way that it is the color. Because like I did the pink on the
Mhm.
socks, it looks orange.
Yeah.
This is, they call it baby blue denim.
Okay.
Oh,
This is the Aaron 220 superwash that it calls for in the pattern
Yeah.
that you can get on the TKGA magazine that comes out where his pattern is.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I really like it. And I like how the neck is going to be kind of joined seamlessly.
yeah.
Where
Oh,
the
yeah,
hood-
it sure
the hood
is.
the hood is seamless at the bottom.
Very
then when you're
smooth.
picking up,
Yeah.
where you're picking up, it's kind of like a seamless hood attachment, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a
Nice
joy.
transition.
Yeah, it'll be my Rhinebeck, one of my Rhinebeck sweaters.
I'm so jealous you're going to Rhinebeck.
Yeah, I'm excited. And
I've
I'll
been
be having 2 Phrancos with me.
cool.
I'm wearing a Henley and then this one.
I went to Rhinebeck just once when I lived in New York. One year I went and took a bus up and just spent the day and then went home. And it was so great. You're going to have
Yeah,
a
I'm very
fantastic time.
excited. Yeah, I'm excited. I've never been to it.
Yeah.
Very excited to see the exhibition.
And the vendors, there's all kinds of vendors there and classes and
I know.
sheep and food. It's great.
And sheep will be fun. And don't tell my husband about all the vendors.
Oh, yeah. Shh. They don't have any vendors. You can't-
Nothing to buy. There's nothing to buy. It'll be a miserable time.
So what are you using for the drawstring? Are you going to make an I-cord?
No, I'm actually I'm gonna purchase a drawstring.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I just like it better.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I-cord and where it's in the same color, it almost makes it look like a kid's sweater.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Right? Just needs to be a little bit more adult, you know. just a tip. And then, whatever. Because it's bad enough I'm using the baby blue, but I love baby blue.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty too. I think you'll wear it well.
Yeah, I love baby.
Yeah. Well, if anybody can bear it, I have a question, a thought, an idea that I would love for y'all to help me make a decision on.
Yeah, what is it?
I am using one of Frank's sweater patterns, but I've left off the sleeves and I'm making a little red Christmas vest.
Okay.
So I'm just doing the whole thing normal and then I'll bring it together below. What I was thinking was, in putting the rib around the sleeve, I thought I might stop right about here and go back and do a short row and then come back and do a second short row and maybe, do 2 or 4 across here to make this one wider than what's going on down here. What do you think about that?
Short rows across the front or around the sleeve?
When you're putting the ribbing around where you would put it right here.
Oh, okay.
And to finish off the vest, that I would widen the area right here with a short row or 2 or 4, and then go back into just the whatever amount I've decided to make the rest of it. What do you think that would? Would you think that would structure-wise look okay? Any opinions?
I think it would. I would try it on once you get it all there and then see if you need more length on the sleeve. And if you do, then I don't see why you couldn't throw some short rows in there. And
I thought keeping it thin under the arm or further down would be better for moving around. And then
because you don't want to add fabric under here.
Exactly.
You just want it to get longer down there.
Yeah,
You
not down long, but long enough to at least hit the point of the shoulder. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You want a shoulder cap?
Yeah.
I don't really want a cap per se. Don't want it to be like what they used to call a wife beater.
Oh yeah, like a tank
T-shirt
top.
kind of
Yeah.
thing.
If
With
you
over
use
titles.
his crew neck pattern, it won't be like that.
Right.
It will be relatively out to the shoulder itself, and it
It'll
won't
be
have the kind of
Yeah.
almost
spaghetti
like a
strap look. It will be like a
short
regular,
sleeve t-shirt almost.
yeah. It'll
This
be
is
like
the
a short
V-neck,
sleeve
which
t-shirt without the arms.
Yeah.
this is the one I'm working on is the V-neck, which is basically the crew neck, isn't it? Except that to do a V
Yep.
instead of circular.
Yeah, it's the
So
same sleeve.
yeah,
It's the same
okay.
sleeve.
That's
So
the
if you
one.
could picture a men's t-shirt, but take the sleeve off, that's what it would look like. So
Yeah,
I
okay.
don't think we need to do short rows.
Okay.
Yeah. I would try it on, and I think you probably won't need it, but you could add it if you feel like it's too short and you don't want to add a whole sleeve.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
sure I'll want to put about 2 little rows at least of ribbing just to, keep that flat.
Right.
But okay. All right, good. So, but if I decide to, you don't see any giant problem
Mm-mm.
coming up.
Yeah, no.
Never in my life. I didn't even know what a short row was until I started working with y'all. As it's just so foreign to me, and I couldn't imagine what they even did. And now I'm all brave and I want to experiment.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Well, it's a flexible pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done short rows around the front of a sweater to add room for a bust
Yeah.
Okay.
rather than darts.
Right.
My niece is very teeny. She's just adorable, but she's big busted.
Right.
So I kind of did short rows just around the front, and that was absolutely enough. And she loves her Phrancko.
Yeah. Yeah. Hard not to. I don't think any of us are used to such a perfect fit.
Well, right, and where she's so little, she's so teeny.
Yeah.
She's
Hard to find.
4'11", because us
Whoa.
Frenchies are so
That's
big,
little. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's a
French
teeny
in
little thing.
I got French in my background too.
Yeah, she's just a teeny little thing. So to have something actually fit her exactly to the shoulder
Yeah.
is difficult because she's an extra small size, but she has a bust because she's an adult woman, right?
Right.
So there you go. Get a Phrancko. Hey, Ron.
Hi,
Hi.
how's it going?
Really, really good. Thanks. Although no knitting this week, all work.
No,
Ugh.
I've
20
been,
hours of overtime
Oh, blimey. In 1 week.
in 1 week.
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
how's
Well, I work for a telecom, and it's our busiest season of the year because of all the kids moving back to college.
oh, right.
See, right.
So I've have my Saturdays are very busy now because I had to add that extra crochet class because the sheer amount of demand for crochet right now.
Cool.
So I've been teaching since 10 a.m. and like smushed together a sandwich, ate my chips like this, and now wound up some yarn, and here I am.
That's great that your classes are so full, though. That's wonderful.
I tell you, I don't know. There's something in the water right now, and people are ready to crochet.
Cool.
And like the second I started this, and this was a session I added after 2 sessions of crochet in my summer classes. And then I kept getting emails like, can another one and another one? So I added this one. And like the day it started, I started getting emails. Is there a chance that you're going to do another introductory crochet class? Oh, my background.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
see.
that's fun.
Your
I
side.
have a doily, a crochet doily that's probably moving on 100 years old. It was my grandmother's. And then I have a piece that my mom made. They used to crochet like mad, and I've only got like 2 pieces left, and I really treasure them.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I've made a couple of those with the acorn patterns
Yeah.
and the
some
pineapple
acorn.
patterns. Yeah, they're very pretty.
Yeah. So
I remember,
And is there something in particular your class want to make? Is there a trend for something that they're all wanting to make, or is it just various things?
right now, I think the thing that is getting them in, because they're often younger people, just seeing crochet on TikTok
Ah,
and just like
yeah,
those.
cool.
So amigurumi is often like the next goal.
Yeah.
Because in none of my introductory classes do you make anything other than swatches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think often they're inspired by seeing amigurumi, and we've got a lot of amigurumi laying around the shop. So they see those and they get excited by them, but sometimes it's just or groups of friends will come in together because they just sort of collectively decided it's something they want to do. And the knitting classes are also going. People are still interested in knitting, but I'm probably selling 2 seats in my crochet classes for every seat in a knitting class right now.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the idea of Tunisian crochet. I really do.
Yes, that's so much fun.
I've got to put down some sweater knitting because I've been sweater knitting for a decade. And donate some time to that because it really is beautiful stuff.
Yeah, the one of the ladies I who was in my last Tunisian crochet class was in the shop today, like just between my classes, introductory knitting, immediately followed the introductory crochet. And so I was showing her the big Tunisian crochet shawl I showed last week, the bright neon colors one. We're just like,
Yeah.
the possibilities are endless. So, but right now, I guess I've been with all of you guys working with your intarsia pieces, inspired my little brain. So I'm starting an intarsia pullover right
Ooh.
now. This much of it exists.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So I'll show you the sketch for what it's going to look like, because I got some new colors of Andiamo light in.
Mhm.
These like very
Oh, those are fun.
primaries. It doesn't really do it justice. They're so lustrous, and they're so soft. I'm turning in 2 different directions at 2 different times.
yeah.
So the
You're killing me, Smalls.
they're just so beautiful, and these the primary colors. So I'm making, this is my
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
very cute.
like a printer's registration mark
Okay.
of
Okay. So is there a letter in all of the squares? I can see 3 letters on there. Is there a letter in the other square?
yeah, there's a Y.
A
A
Y.
Y. Okay.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Oh, I can see
I
it
can
now.
see it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's a CMYK
Oh, that's
printer's,
great.
like registration mark, because I don't know, I'm fascinated by process printing and these colors, like they're what I'm into right now. But unlike my sketch, the back will be completely this charcoal color.
Yeah.
Okay.
The back and the sleeves will be charcoal, and then the front in the 4 colors charcoal. So it was a lot of stitch fiddling
Mhm.
and getting all that stuff ready to go. So that's what I've been working on, other than trying to like send out my class survey and figure out my class schedule for fall winter.
Yeah.
And the only thing I know is I'll probably have like 3 fewer crochet classes than people want.
Mm.
Or they'll blame me personally for looking into their daily schedule and putting my classes at the 3 times they were unavailable. Actually, I have access to all of that information for everyone who might be interested in the class. I know when they had to take their daughter to gymnastics. And I schedule my classes there on purpose, of course.
So that they
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ron, is it a Phrancko that you're doing in
Yeah.
Target? It's a Phrancko. Okay, cool.
It is indeed.
And for you, is it?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'll be
Nice.
working on it for a little minute.
Yeah.
And it's oversized. Because
Yeah.
I don't wear things with
You
2
like
inches of ease.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna strangle myself in 2 inches of ease. So I'll keep you posted. But the colors, I just loved these new colors. Love them, love them, love them. And there's a bright yellow to go along with. So they just put out this turquoise, this magenta, and a new yellow. They're so bright and so saturated and so soft.
Nice.
Hey. So here I am.
Well, I finished the back of a sweater. Let me turn my background off so that there. This is not a Phrancko. This is
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh,
There,
that's
that's
very
better.
nice. Lots of cables.
yes.
Lovely.
That's great.
So
I
this
love
is the back,
cables.
and it's I don't know if anyone's seen the Handsome Chris pullover on Ravelry. That's
Oh,
from the film Knives Out from a couple of years ago.
Oh, I remember that. Yes. I
Yeah,
love that
so-
film. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the sweater that was sort of reverse engineered from that movie. And I've got the back done, and I've got the front almost up to where I divide for the crew neck. So I've made good progress. Yeah, I've made good progress on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I've been working on.
What's the yarn?
Oh, I am just using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
like it?
I do. Yeah, I've used it for
Yeah.
several things. You know, it really reminds me of Cascade 220.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if it came out of the same mill. I don't know, but really similar. 100% Peruvian wool, and yeah, it's
Cool.
great.
I have literally just finished my scarf this evening.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
yay.
So I haven't blocked it yet, but I just cast off about half an hour ago. So I'll try and hold up both sides at once.
Oh, this is the double knit.
Yeah. So
Ooh,
Wow.
nice.
I don't know.
That's a lot of work.
Insanely beautiful.
Yeah. So that's the going down the one side.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Treble
And
clef.
then this is on the then the other side
Mm.
has the base clef at the bottom somewhere.
There it is.
There's
There.
the base clef at the bottom.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
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 That's
So it-
amazing.
Yeah.
It needs a good blocking, as double knitting always does, to relax the stitches and even them out. So I shall get that soaked tomorrow and then drying. Take about 3 or 4 days to dry, I think. So yeah.
How long did that take you to knit?
I think that was 6 weeks.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
I think,
impressive.
yeah.
That's fast.
And the motif, the chart for one side is different from the other side. Is that throughout, or is it just for part of it?
No, throughout. So
Throughout.
it's one chart.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is one chart, but there are some stitches which are knit, both knit and purl in the same color instead of in the opposite colors. So
Right.
to create the different patterns on each side, so you get
Right.
a series of purple black. Then you might get some blacks all together,
Right.
and then the other way around. Yeah. So,
And so- So you have
It's
to
the-
look at the chart every row, right?
Every
You can't
single row,
memorize it.
yes.
You have to
Oh.
read every row. Yeah.
Every single row, yeah, yeah.
And
And-
use your markers.
Yeah,
Sorry?
Use all
I
your
don't-
markers.
I don't use markers at all, no.
Yeah.
You just got to keep counting.
Okay.
yeah, gotta keep counting. And none of the stitches are connected in the side. It's one, right? It's like, you can pull it, it's like a tube.
In the spaces where you've got a lot of solid colour,
It's connected.
you can, it's not connected, so you've
Okay.
got a whole load of
Wow.
yeah. So what connects it is where you change colour and you're switching the wool from
Right.
front to back.
So
And
all
that's
around
what,
that.
and that's what connects
joins
it. Yes. Yeah. And then
Wow.
there's
So
a
impressive.
Sockmatician does a really nice edge detail
Oh, yeah.
stitch, which I
Okay.
love.
He's wonderful.
And you have to make sure
Yeah.
you do that in the right way to connect the edges. Otherwise, if you're not careful, your edges are open and then the whole
Right.
thing will fall apart.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after all that work.
Yeah.
My goodness,
Yes,
you're
yeah.
impressive.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's
So that's
cool.
good. That's one Christmas present done.
Nice.
Wow.
For someone you really love.
Yeah.
It's for my sister. Yes, it's for my sister.
Aw.
Does she know you're working on it?
No, it's a total surprise.
Don't let her look at this video.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she won't see the video. No, she's a cellist, so she is a musician. My
Oh,
sister, so,
wow.
yeah,
Oh, that's
Nice.
great.
Wonderful.
so I now have to decide what I'm going to start knitting tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, a little late to start tonight for you.
A little late to start, but I think I'm going to do parasol.
Really?
So yes, I have the frame.
Really?
And I just need to. Well, I'm going to. I've been looking at some patterns, and I don't know whether I'm going to crochet a parasol or knit a parasol, but I think that's what I'm going to do next. And I've got another lovely gradient that I think will look beautiful on a parasol.
I don't think I've ever seen a hand knitted parasol. That's very different. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Oh right, have a look on Ravelry to get an idea of some of the patterns. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Gauge is quite critical because it's
Yeah, I would
got to
expect, yeah.
Because it has
fit
to
on
fit
the
the frame.
frame.
Okay.
Yes.
Where did you
yes.
get the frame?
I bought it online.
Online.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like a wooden umbrella, wooden pole with spokes,
Okay.
you know. So yes. And so this is an old-fashioned wooden one, which I wanted, a wooden parasol, not a metal one. You can just repurpose an old umbrella.
Yeah.
So you can get it and just take the bit off and cut all the fabric off and then repurpose an umbrella if you wanted to.
Right.
But I wanted a wooden parasol. So I'm just going to mute myself. That's the clock going.
Sure.
It's just so damn impressive. My goodness. Yeah, so my second go round of this hoodie, I just love it. I had missed doing on my make one left, I missed twisting it, so it left an open
A hole.
stitch.
Oh,
So I just ripped it. I was not that far, so I just started over.
okay.
And it really, I just really like it. I am so happy. It's a simple sweater, but
You know, those are the ones I like the best. Those are the ones I wear the most.
yeah,
The
I wear it the
simplest.
most. It's super
Yeah.
wash. I don't know if I'll put it in the wash. I'm not that brave,
Yeah.
but you could.
It's
Right.
nice to know you can.
Nice to know you can if you got a big stain. But the fabric is that Cascade 220 Aran weight, which is so contradictory because it's not 220 and it's
Yeah.
and yeah, right, whatever. But I just love the feel of it, So I think it'll be so much fun.
It looks soft. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. nothing like that Andiamo light. That stuff is like butter. I could just
Oh,
lay on it, just throw all my yarn on the bed and just roll around. I just love it. But, and such a fast knit too, because that's an Aran weight.
hmm.
You should put all your yarn in the bath and get in.
I should take up, that'd be a great Facebook post. That would be
It
fun.
would, wouldn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. A really
Although
good
if it took
photo.
all of my yarn, there wouldn't be room for me in the bath. We don't talk about that.
No.
But I've never once regretted buying yarn. Never once have I bought yarn and thought, I shouldn't have done that. That's never happened to me.
No.
I've never thought I shouldn't have bought it, but I found my tastes have changed. So I've got
Yes.
yarn that I would probably not choose to buy now because
Yes.
it's not what I would want to work with. But I'll still use it up. But
Right.
it's every now and again I look at my stash on Ravelry and I go to the oldest and I think, right, I'm going to make something out of the oldest bit of stash I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forces me to think of something to do. So yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I adore the boucle, but in learning what I needed to do for this particular hoodie, I don't know it well enough to do a boucle where I can't see the stitches.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is the boucle is probably going to have to be a pieced sweater where I do a back and a front and sleeves and I add them. Maybe even, because it's a hoodie, maybe even a drop sleeve shoulder, right?
Mhm.
Drop shoulder. But I don't think, because you have to be a little bit specific with the Phrancko by just following the pattern and make sure you can see your stitches.
Yeah.
I think that boucle, though I love it, I think it's going to have to be a regular traditional sweater.
Yeah.
Sumner, I
I knit
have a,
one thing in boucle. I hated it. Ugh.
Hated working with it, or
Yeah, hated working with it, and I didn't like the finished article either, so I gave it away.
Oh
Uh-oh.
goodness. Okay. Yes, Joellen.
when you said that about the yarn, I had this vision pop into my head about you laying all over that yarn and rose petals and a stem in your mouth, whispering sweet nothings to your husband. Come on in, dear.
Yeah, I'll put some long knitting needles in my mouth. That would be, yeah.
You
That's
need
a
to knit
very
yourself
good-
a rose. Yeah.
Yes,
There you
knit
go.
myself a rose. That's fabulous. Too funny.
You realise we need to see the photo next week.
Oh yeah. That's
I
very
think
fun.
Phrancko has to edit that bit out. Yeah.
Yeah, too much fun.
But, yeah. Talking about fun, we
Citra.
had a away day at work yesterday. So we were doing business work in the morning, business strategy, but the afternoon was fun. And so we spent 3 hours in the afternoon, an hour doing archery,
Oh.
an hour doing segways, racing segways,
Oh,
and
that's fun.
an hour racing quad bikes as well.
Huh.
So
Oh, that's a lot of fun. What do you do for work?
it was. I work for an affordable housing provider, so I'm a land buyer.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
So,
great.
but the whole team was there. There's 3 of us land buyers, so we were there, and then the delivery team that do the construction and the sales team were there as well, and the admin team. So it was the whole department we're having. So there was about 50 of us. So yeah, so it was really good day. Really good day.
that's great. I live in an area of the country that we really need some affordable housing. It is
Oh, right.
very expensive here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It is here as well. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So,
Well,
Citra, I got myself a Portuguese knitting neck like pendant.
Oh,
So
Right.
much fun. I love it.
Did you get a
And-
pendant or did you get the pins?
Well, I have the pins and I use the pins, except I usually wash the pins and destroy my shirts because I forget to take the pins off,
Oh,
and then they go all crazy in the washing machine. Oops. But so I figured if I get this pendant, there's no sticky bits that will like rip through the cotton in my shirts.
Right?
It's a lot of fun. I really like it. It's enjoyable. Etsy.
Yeah, I
I
bought
saw-
a couple of the magnetic ones like you're talking about, but I pull on my yarn so much that it disconnects.
Yeah, I have the magnetic pins, like the magnetic ones, but the hoop part of it, it ends up ripping my shirts in the wash because it sticks to the, or it bends open.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, whatever. And then I have the pin ones that just completely destroy the t-shirts. So I thought I would try a
The holes in
pendant.
them.
Very cute. It looks like an ancient druid symbol of some kind. It's very fun and fashionable, and I'm wearing it to Rhinebeck, damn it. You're like my fashionable choker if someone asks me what it is.
So Rana asking if we had any kind of update on the yoke sweater. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Judith's not here, so I don't know.
Yeah.
well, Frank said in the chat, we missed you, Rana. The yoke project is still not quite right. So Judith is now waiting for me to do another version of the pattern. The last one still rippled across the upper chest.
Oh,
So it sounds like they're doing another go at it.
I just watched a Roxanne Richardson YouTube technique video on yoke sweater construction.
Oh,
she's good. Yeah.
Top down. I just love her. She's
Yeah, me
just,
too.
yeah, she is a master hand knitter she's TKGA certified.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. But she's kind of solved the problem with the rippling by having 3 separate sections of increases.
hmm.
So you just increase and then you knit and then you increase.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, decrease. No,
Oh.
you increase because it's top down.
Yeah.
So you start at the neck, you do the majority of your increases a few rows down, then you do a few more, and then there's 1 row of all your increases.
Yeah.
And then, so there's only 3 real rows of increases for the yoke. And it somehow, where you add them, stops rippling. So it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Is that a standard formula, or do you adjust it for your body shape?
It's a
Or-
standard formula, and it's an actual formula because
Okay.
when you take the sweater and you measure it around, if you take 40% of that measurement, that's now your neck measurement. So there's a percentage that she goes through the instructions of how much you have to decrease so that your neck is the right size, your shoulders are the right size,
Mhm.
and then when you're doing the body, that's just a tube down, right? So
Yeah.
it's an actual formula of percentages.
I'll have to watch that. That sounds interesting.
It sounds
Yeah,
like Elizabeth Zimmerman has her
Yes.
percentage system. It sounds
and
like
that's what it's based on.
probably based on that. Okay.
It is. It is based on Zimmerman's, and she even mentions it in her video,
Yeah.
that it is based on Zimmerman's percentage sweater system.
I have found that, like, if you're working with larger sizes, it doesn't always work out quite perfectly. So like if I'm making a sweater with a larger circumference and I take 40% for the neck, sometimes the neck ends up being just too big.
Well, because
So
the percentages are off. you know?
Yeah, sometimes you have to change those numbers a bit.
Well,
But they're
that's,
good guidelines to start with.
yeah, it's good for standard shapes. But like if you do the Phrancko, you're just taking the measurement of the person.
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter, it just fits, right?
Right.
So I wouldn't do a percentage system for someone either too small or too large.
Right.
Because one of the things that's very, very interesting is if you took a standard size sweater and you actually did 25% of that size, it literally is so tiny, it wouldn't even fit a toddler. It's so small because if you have 100 stitches around, 25% is 25 stitches around, right? So proportionately, it doesn't look like a quarter because it's technically, it is 25% of the yarn, but it doesn't visually look like a quarter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because it's not laying flat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very distorted.
Mm.
So that's why percentage systems don't work for smaller or larger sizes, though. And she mentions that.
Okay.
I don't think she mentioned that in that video, but she did a series of sweater types and how to actually build them. And she draws it out and gives you how to actually do it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I've been looking at and watching videos and trying to do a little research into compound raglans.
Oh,
Because I've never knit one, but there's people are starting to talk about them now, and
What makes it compound?
it's the way you do the increases. You don't increase at a static rate all the way through, but you would increase like more quickly at the beginning and then more slowly and then very quickly again, so that you get more like an S shape
Mm.
instead of just a solid diagonal
Traditional raglan V. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know that. Does anyone know Isolde Teague?
Yeah.
Isolde Teague.
Yeah.
She's designing one now, called the Muscle Burrow Sweater, I think, and she hasn't finished the pattern, but I'm eagerly anticipating it because it's a compound raglan and it looks like it is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love raglans. That was the first sweater class I ever taught, was
Yeah.
a raglan. I did a men who knit class in probably 2006. And there weren't a whole lot of men who knit.
Was this in Massachusetts?
This is in Massachusetts, in Salem, Massachusetts.
Okay.
And then I actually filled the class with 12 people. And we were all teaching them how to do their first raglan sweater top down.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty successful and it went fast. So it was fun.
Could somebody please read the messages I put in chat?
Oh, sure.
Goodness.
Yeah, Frank says he watched that video by Roxanne Richardson too. At the end of the video, she says the type of yoke I'm working on is called an inset yoke sweater. And that is not the same as the full yoke that most are doing today. The inset yoke only extends out to the shoulder and then has set-in sleeves, which is why it should work for a Phrancko sweater.
Yes, and she was wearing an inset yoke sweater doing the video.
I have never heard of an inset yoke.
Yeah, she's actually, if you look up the video, she's wearing an inset yoke sweater while she's doing the video.
Is it one she just recently posted?
It's not that old.
Okay, I'll find it.
It's definitely posted this year, so it's going to be in in a relative recent.
Okay.
The interesting thing is she has set-in sleeves, but she has a yoke construction on the sweater. It's of course, like Phrancko, she's a master knitter, and her knitting is exquisite. It's a beautiful sweater.
Cool.
And funny enough, she's not telling you how to make that one. She anyway, but I think that's also why Icelandic sweaters work as yoke sweaters, because all the color work is up top and all of the increases are in the color work increases. So it makes sense when you see someone actually break it down into its smallest parts, why a classic sweater works the way it does.
Yeah. Well, I remember the first time I ever heard about knitting a sweater in one piece from the top down. It was, I mean, this was like, I don't know, 2003 or something like that. And it was in Interweave magazine. There was this really basic pattern for a top-down raglan tee shirt.
Mhm.
And it had no shaping. There was nothing to raise the back neck, so it cut you off like right here. It was awfully high in the front. But it was just simple and straightforward. And I remember making it and just thinking, because always before I'd knit all my sweaters in panels, in pieces.
Yep.
4 or 5 pieces and sew them together. And I was pretty tired of that. And then to see that, oh, you can knit it all in one piece from the top down, it just blew my mind. And of course, now there's all kinds of different ways you can construct a sweater around. It's amazing what you can do.
Dells from Montreal does the top down, but almost does a short row in the back rib of the collar, because he starts with an Italian tubular cast on, then does a knit one, purl one collar, but it grows on the back, so the back is higher than the front, but it's all in one piece. But the collar itself then is not the same number of stitches all the way around. There's more stitches in the back than there are in the front. So now when he comes down with his sweater, it's a lovely look. But yeah,
it looks like you flipped your collar up in the back, I would imagine.
well, it doesn't choke you in the front.
Ah.
Yeah. So it sets the sweater correctly where it's a little bit lower in the front and higher in the back, but it still sits like on your spine bone, on that, whatever that bone is on the back of your neck.
Right.
Like your collar, so yeah.
Okay.
They're pretty neat. Although my least favorite type of knitting is mosaic knitting, and that's what they love to do.
Oh.
I've knit my way out of yarn. I'm not going to add the other one yet.
No.
my other yarn is on the other side of the room, so we're not getting it yet. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm not working tomorrow. It's Sunday. Yay. And I will actually have a day off this week coming up. I have not had a day off since I've seen you last.
Oh my gosh.
So yes, I'm very excited to just knit my Phrancko. You'll all have a lot more progress by next week.
Now, what,
be down to the kangaroo pouch.
Sumner, what, did you add any design elements to the sweater, or are you just knitting it straight?
It's the straight hoodie pattern that he has with the kangaroo pocket in the front.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I think is enough for a plain, because it really is just going to be a plain hoodie that I'm going to wear out.
And then you don't have to think about anything.
Right. This is a sweater that's funny.
You still have to think, but you don't have to.
Yeah, a little bit. This is a sweater that I think I'm going to end up having to put elbow patches on, because I'm going to just wear through it
all the time.
Because the yarn is a dream, and I love a hoodie. Yeah. And being in Massachusetts, it's so damn cold.
You can wear it all the time.
6 months of the year, we wear sweaters inside,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the yarn again, Sumner? Because I want to make one for my daughter.
It's Cascade 220 Aran.
Okay. She has to have
wash.
super soft yarn, and it
This
has to
is
be
super
wash.
soft. It's Cascade 220 Superwash.
And she has to be able to
Aaron.
throw it in the washer too.
Yeah, and it's not, it's not 220. It's actually Aaron
Yeah,
weight.
it's the Aaron.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I
It's just,
understand.
I don't know why they messed me up that way. I still can't get over it. Whatever. It needs to be 220 yards for 100 grams, but it is not.
I finished this a couple weeks ago, and I don't know if I ever showed it. So I hope I'm not showing it twice.
Oh God,
yeah.
I
that's
haven't seen
beautiful.
it. That's
Oh.
beautiful.
Wow.
Oh, look at the roses.
I love it.
Yeah, it's called Once and Floral by
Cute.
Sincere, CYR, from Les Garçons is the
Mm.
team.
Yeah, that's Dell's husband.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he's
them.
so
Yeah, so
clever.
and this is in what yarn is this? It's Knitpicks Palette. Knitpicks Palette.
Is that a DK or
Fingering.
smaller?
Fingering.
Fingering. Oh,
Fingering 100% wool.
I know.
Yeah.
Sweet. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. And it's oversized, and I can't wait till it gets cool enough to wear it. I've worn it like once, maybe twice, because it's just been way too hot here, but another couple of months and I plan to wear it all the time.
Couple
Well,
of
where do
months.
you live?
What's that?
Where do you live?
I live in Central California,
Where?
between Fresno and Bakersfield.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like 95 today, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Boy, that's a wonderful sweater. I think I'll have to go on and buy that sweater.
It's great. Yeah. The yoke is maybe a little bigger in the pattern. So if you decide to make it, consider whether you want the yoke that big. And I think the cuffs are a little small. So consider whether you want to maybe make them a little.
I like them tight. So
Okay. Well, then you'll like.
and then so everyone's not, no one's a standard size. I'm like right between a medium large size.
Yeah.
So I would always make the large sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's got tons of sizes. It's size inclusive. So you'll be able to find one you like for
Did
sure.
it take you a long time to do? Because it's fingering.
I bought the yarn in April, and then I didn't start it until the summer. But once I got going on it, I think I did the yoke in like less than a week. And then the rest of it was just knitting, stocking in the round forever. And I threw in some decreases just to give it a little bit of shaping.
Yeah.
I love his teddy bear sweater that he has.
That's the hoodie that I made for my nephew.
It's so cute.
The unbearable hoodie. Yeah. It is
So
really
cute.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's great. They've got wonderful patterns.
Yeah, they're fun.
I bought something that came with a little extra thing that I'll share with you that has nothing to do with knitting. I bought this little gray chair from Amazon. And so got it home, put it all together, and I said the A word, sorry. It's got the A smile.
Oh,
isn't it?
Amazon.
I love it. That's fun. It's so cushy. That's a lovely chair.
Cool.
Thank you.
Comfortable for knitting.
Pardon?
Comfortable for knitting. Yeah.
It is. It's got just the right height of arms to support you. I have some of my chairs are too high. You wind up knitting like this.
Yeah, you get
Or not at all. Yeah. So.
Oh, good for you. That's so much fun.
It makes you smile every time you look at it.
And Jenny, so far, I'm still looking at London for
Excellent, yeah.
November.
Oh,
Still really concerned about the schedule for the husband's work.
hmm.
Oh, right, okay,
So we haven't bought the tickets yet.
okay.
I'm still crossing my fingers.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yes,
That's good.
it would be so much fun to come see you.
Yeah, well, now if you're coming over, hopefully I'll be able to come up, so that would be brilliant. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could come up on the train. I have no issue with that at all. Because I am
Yeah.
not getting in a
Yeah, well,
car in London.
no, that's why my work bought me for my birthday. They bought me tickets to the Harry Potter world.
Oh,
So I'm due a visit up to London to go to the Harry Potter world anyway.
cool.
Oh, that's so
So
much
if we
fun.
can coincide it, that would be good, because that would be yes. So yeah, we'll wait and see when you think you can get your date sorted out. That'll be good. Brilliant.
Yeah, that would be brilliant. It would be fun. Now, if not, it will be happening, just not November, right?
Yes, yeah.
Just so
Yeah.
you know. If I have to stay put too long, I become a very miserable person. Yeah, so if not November, it would be like March.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
And that would, or April, and that would be like a definite.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's all. Just so much fun. I'm just really looking to get out of Massachusetts. Well, it's raining again for the next 2 weeks.
I'm jealous, but
2 weeks. Oh my goodness. Literally, we're still growing mushrooms everywhere you go. There are mushrooms everywhere. Like I've never seen these types of mushrooms. It's unbelievable.
really,
Well, it's so wet.
Is that where everybody's walked their puppies?
oh,
Is a trail of
Yeah.
mushrooms.
Everywhere around. But the craziest types of mushrooms. They're growing on the trees, which normally they would, because we get those turkey tail mushrooms that grow on the trees. But everything, it's insane in big, huge mushroom patches
Oh, my goodness.
that we never see. But it's never like this. It just has never dried out.
My local co-op grocery store had lion's manes mushrooms today.
Aren't they
I've
beautiful? I
never-
love those.
Oh God. I didn't even know they were real.
They make the
they-
best mushroom soup.
Really? Oh, maybe
Yeah.
I should get some. They were $17 a pound.
Yeah, they're not cheap. But if you
Ow.
put, and don't put too much in, like you could overpower it, and it's a big
Oh,
mushroom.
really?
But yeah, they really do lend a lovely flavor to a mushroom soup.
Oh, gorgeous. So gorgeous.
Yeah, they're nice and good for you.
Yes.
well, it looks like it's 3:30, so I think we're at our hour mark.
You're right.
So I think we'll end and see everyone next week, hopefully.
Have a good
Yes.
week, everyone.
Have a
You
good
Have a
too.
good